Hey guys, it's Friday18 here, and we're back with Shinobi Era. Today, as you can see, I've maxed out a lot of my progress. Well, not maxed out, but I've gotten pretty far. I haven't even touched this many yet, but as you can see, before last recording, I was about level 23. Right now, level 76. I'm going to kind of go over how I got that far in such a short amount of time. And also all my new abilities, because I can see I got a new weapon here, but that is very much so a very small part of all the stuff that's happened so far. First and foremost, I didn't talk about with this whole thing, health and chakra, as far as I can tell, the most important things. Vitality, that's going to be your health, and stamina is going to be your chakra. As for this, I don't quite know what it is. I don't know if it plays a part in the game yet. I haven't seen much of a difference in the videos and stuff I've seen, but do know these two stats work. I personally like maxing out my chakra and stuff just because it becomes pretty important pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm going to show you some of my new abilities right now. So if you press K, like always, get brought up to this menu. Elemental wise, haven't got anything new. Stand wise, haven't got anything new. But clan wise, I have advanced pretty far. I got my 3 Tomo. I got almost full in Obito section, kamui ability wise. And I'm getting kind of far in Itachi's, and I got a little bit into Madara's. And now I'm going to go over each of the abilities that I have gone through, and yeah, we'll go over. So last video didn't really cover what this did. You don't have to have your Sharingan active, I don't think. I think it's just if someone's casting something, you press this button while looking at them, and you start mimicking them. I don't have it on camera, but I did do it before. Yeah, you pretty much trade hits. And then for Sharingan, you keep leveling that up. It takes forever, but you get there. You see stuff. Also, I forgot to mention, you do shoot people's chakra. That's just a part of it. Not a big part, but it's kind of noticeable and helpful. I never have this thing like active, but it's kind of helpful if there's like a bunch of shadow clones and you want to tell which is the real person. As for Shishui's, haven't gotten his like stuff yet, although not really worried too much about these first 3 or even the Sushino's, but I do want to see Kodomotsukami at some point. That's one that I'm actually work towards just because it sounds pretty cool. Bomb Dance. This one shoots like a spiral and it stuns enemies while dealing burn damage, which is pretty good. Also, all these eyes, they're pretty much just, it's going to be like the exact same thing for this. It seems like they will have their own personal prowess eventually, because as you can see, this one, it says like, enhances genjutsu powers, whereas let's say this one says enhances stamina. I'm sure they might do something right now. I just haven't figured it out yet. But as for now, I'm not going to go into these if you see them, just because they don't really offer much other than the exact same thing this does as far as I can tell. This ability is what I can tell to be the best ability in the whole game. This ability is pretty cool. Not the best ability ever, but this, because, this takes the cake. But I'll go into both of these and how they differ and how they're like. Haven't gotten into Sasuke's at all, although I am interested in it. Strictly for the Susanoo. This could also be pretty cool. I don't know how good flame control is. As for Itachi's, I've done the Crow Clone Jutsu, which, I'll be honest, haven't really figured out how to use it that well, but it's there. Amaterasu, it's pretty good. I personally like it a lot. The thing about these moves, they take a lot of chi, chakra. That's going to be an issue. You'll see it, but to be honest, it's so worth it. Like, each time you use this, it takes 75 chakra. I think this one, 75 chakra. And there's bigger abilities like Heaven Conceal that take 200, but they deal like 500 damage, And I'm going to show why they do so much chakra because it is worth it, trust me. And then for the Genjutsu Sharingan in Madara's Path, I'll show how overpowered it is. You guys have seen it used on me in previous episodes, but I'm going to show how to use it on other people and how it really is some of the best things. So I'm going to be right back after I set up my class, and yeah. I'm back now. I decided to kind of want to go through this with you just so I can quickly knock some stuff off while equipping it. So I'm gonna grab Amaterasu. Um, like I said, these kind of things are just gonna be equipable, so you'll see them on your eye and stuff. And I'm sure they'll do something eventually. I just have no clue what they're doing now. As for where I'm setting them up, I'm setting them up how I kind of want to showcase them. Obviously, some things are going to be cooler than others. It's not like any of them aren't cool. In fact, I consider all of them to be genuinely well-made abilities, but some things are going to take the cake more than others, and that's just how the game works. So, there it is. Okay, so as for abilities and stuff, I'm going to go show you kamui and why it's so great. There's a Susanoo. So, here's the cool thing about kamui. Let's just take this guy for example. Just dash at him. Yeah, he's getting away, whatever. Kamui. Oh, well, I missed that one, but as you can see, did a pretty decent chunk of my chakra there, but that's how that works, and they cannot get out of that. But for people who do get stuck in it, just a heads up, there is a way. Just type in /stuck in the chat. That'll fix it. It can hit up to like infinite amount of people as long as they're in the range of it, and so yeah, that's why that's so good. Next ability, Amaterasu. These flames can't get put out, and they do a lot of damage. So, yeah, that's pretty decently an insta-kill, if not getting you very low. And next, I'm actually going to show Genjutsu at the same time. So you just target somebody, activate the Genjutsu, they're going to fall down. Just, it lasts way longer than it should, in my opinion. Yeah, it's pretty easy to kill things with, like, honestly, Sharingan's really OP. There's no doubt in that. As for these last ones, I'm going to briefly go over them. Intangibility. Oh, by the way, kamui. Kamui, you can absorb abilities, so if someone shoots a fireball at you, you can, like, catch it. Just midair. That's kind of everything any Naruto fan has ever wanted from kamui in the game, so that's why that is so genuinely impressive. Amaterasu. Generic Amaterasu, but, can't be put out is a pretty cool feat. I mean, I don't think anyone's denying how amazing that is. Intangibility, the way it works is you activate it and pretty much you are invincible, but it does a massive drain on your chi and it's consistent. So you're invincible for a little bit, but at the cost of chi. That's really good because a lot of people think that in the show he can, like, Obito can just spam that. He can't. There's a 5-minute cooldown, or you can only have it active for 5 minutes, which is why Conan trapped him in the paper bombs and stuff, because overwhelming the kamui. A lot of people think that Obito trapped Conan. No, he had to use Izanagi to get out of that because A, Conan didn't know about Izanagi, and B, his kamui wouldn't last that long. Like, he genuinely, it was in a place where it was that bad. So that's just something to know. So the fact that there is a drain on it, although kind of annoying because you just want to like troll with it, it's worth it. Like, it is genuinely good in the long run. I think everyone can agree that it'd be highly unfair if there was an ability that you could just turn invincible on it indefinitely. So that's why that's so important. Amaterasu, I don't really see any flaws with this one. I think it's pretty balanced. Kamui, it's overpowered, but the chi drain or chakra drain, sorry, is so heavy. I don't think it's that bad. And Genjutsu, it's overpowered, but it's on a pretty decent cooldown, so that's why I'm not talking it too hard. As for the Crow Clone and this, I will say this ability is balanced, but God, is it gnarly to fight. I'm going to use it on this poor guy right here. So you're going to see, once activated, this man can't move, and he's taking a lot of damage. I tried to pop bomb Amaterasu to just get rid of him, but I think he just did. Yeah, that's not. Oh, he did there. Alright, sweet. Well, yeah, I mean, that's that ability. Oh, also, by the way, this Genjutsu, 25 like chakra. That is way too low in my opinion. But I mean, then again, it doesn't do any damage. It's just such a opening for anything. So that's why I say it's a bit too low. But as you can see, that was that ability. Stuns and does that. Cooldown's pretty low, but it does do a decent amount of, like, health. I'm going to show you another example of kamui. So just, nothing they can do about it. Genuinely is a very overpowered ability, but like I said, I feel like it's balanced because it does take a gigantic chunk out of your chakra bar. Other people might disagree. It looks like this man also has kamui because he just teleported back, which I feel might be an ability of kamui. I'm not entirely even sure on that one. But to be honest, he has a lot more health than I want to fight. Or not health. Oh wait, actually, yeah, he does have a lot more health than me. And she. There's that Genjutsu. So it's actually kind of nice I did it to me so you guys can see what it's like. That's that ability, my 6th ability down there. As you see, clearly very overpowered, and it lasts for way too long. I cannot move in the slightest. It's not like just a visual thing, but I can move around. I can't do anything. I am completely stuck in that position, unable to do anything, which is why it is a very good ability. That said, like I said, large cooldown, but that is the only drawback of it. Now, as for how I got to level 76 so fast, that's going to be in this guy right here. So once you get to a certain level, I think it's 50, you start in B rank missions. Now, B rank missions, pretty simple. All you have to do, there's only one mission, and all you have to do, kill a snake. Now, I mean, I think a lot of people are expecting a trade-off, but there is genuinely no trade-off. It is literally just beat on a snake, and that is it. The snakes spawn in 2 locations, and they are just time-consuming, but it is worth it because you get a lot of money in XP. So, I mean, I see nothing wrong with it. But yeah, that it levels you up very drastically from, like, I don't even think it's level 50 you have to get there to, because I don't think I was at level 50 when I started doing those. So you just gotta do it. Just check it, I guess, and eventually you'll get it. Just keep checking. Maybe it's only like level 35 or something. I'm not quite sure about the exact level cap on that one. But just run B rank, or do the basic ones, then first do the D ones, then the C ones, and then you can get them. And lastly, spam these B ranks as much as you can because they do so much. So as you can see, a lot of snake spawn. These each mark each individual person. So as you can see, everyone who spawned it, they spawn in the same place. This is kind of annoying, but it's also, it's just part. And you can kind of track down which one's yours. Usually it's going to be like this, where you can't tell. Anyways, the only way to take these things down, just wail on them. You pretty much just need to get a good weapon that does a decent amount of damage, and just sit here clicking. It's not the most fun thing, but I mean, I'll tell you what, it does do a lot, EXP and money. I'm pretty sure I might have. Oh, okay. So also, they do have an acid shooting ability, and it can get you pretty bad. That said, I find it very hard for it to get you pretty bad. Majority of the time, it's not gonna do much. Like, as you can see, that was point blank, and I just got a little bit of bleed. Still haven't even knocked past a certain amount of health. That ability does a lot of damage. That's something you gotta kind of watch out for, but it's also kind of inevitable. I mean, you got 3 lives. These guys aren't gonna, like, it's not the hardest thing to do. Just wail on it and hope you survive. Intangibility makes it a bit easier because I'm gonna activate it real quick. You'll see my chi drain really quickly, but I'm also not gonna take any damage. That's intangibility. And yeah, I'll come back when I got this thing killed because it will take a second. I guess I just killed my snake, as you can see in the top corner. Got the little check mark and everything. Additionally, you can see how easy that was. Like, I went off screen for about like 5 seconds. Not the time to tell you guys how easy it was, but you get it. I mean, it really was a cakewalk. The main issue is going to be that you don't know what's your snake, but you can kind of tell by the way they're positioned sometimes. It's not the most terrible and confusing thing ever. The range on these things is terrifying. That is kind of but once again, they don't do enough damage for it to really matter. Like, once you're up to this point, you've already upgraded your vitality and stuff so much that it's not going to make much of a difference. It will make a dent, but not a major one. Also, a glitch I've gotten, I'm not sure how other people get it, but the one I'm getting right now, when you press I and see your money, you're not making any money after a certain point. It's very apparently a glitch. I can't imagine the developer did that on purpose, but just a heads up to kind of be sparing with your money because it might just stop making it. So that's the kind of thing you'd want for a weapon. That's the main thing is weapons. I mean, like I said, I got clothes when I probably shouldn't have because it did cost a decent amount of money. But the main thing you're gonna want is a better weapon. Just keep upgrading that. Anyways, you guys saw my previous thing. Went up a level, whatever, and I got my skill point. So overall, I mean, I think that's the best thing I can offer. And it's just run D until you get to C. You're gonna get here very fast doing D missions. Run C until you get B. It might take a second, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Because like I said, the moment you get to B, you get that. And a lot of times you don't even have to leave the Hokage's office to get that mission completed because other people do it for you. A lot of people just can't buy the snakes with like full Susanoo or something and just kill it for you because this community is very awesome. Obviously, there's toxic people sometimes, but I think it's less so toxic and just people having fun with abilities. Like, you guys see a lot of people randomly genjutsu people, but not that often. It's like if you play for a few hours, it's gonna happen about 3 times to you. You get kamui a lot more, which, like I said, it sucks. Type slash stuck. It takes 30 seconds for you to teleport back. It's really not a big deal. It's one of those things where it's like, this is a pretty good community, and there are random killings, but it's kind of impossible. You're toxic. Like you get pulled in, killed, whatever, then you just reset. I mean, it's not like there's a very huge emphasis on not being toxic. Um, so in my opinion, I think the game did pretty good in terms of making it, very like user friendly and stuff. And I think as people keep playing, you're gonna see a very big like lack of toxicity. I have never seen a full Susanoo guy be toxic because they're all been like playing this game for ages, nicest people ever, and I think it keeps going. Also, this blade right here, Samehada. If you plan on kind of being a jerk, fighting a lot of people, not here to judge you, get this blade. I had it use against me yesterday while doing a mission because I was just messing around with Kamui and Tarasu. Luckily, the guy was like pretty cool, but the only issue was he had that blade and Minato, which I still don't think it's better than Sharingan and Uchiha build, but like, Jesus, that was good because when you hit people with that, it gives you chi and takes their chakra. It takes their chakra away, gives you chakra. Um, and if you mix out teleportation, I don't think I have to explain why that's really overpowered. Of course, that can be mixed with like genjutsus, maybe Amaterasu, whatever. But I think if you don't want to run an Uchiha build, run Minato for that one reason, and pretty much indefinitely, unless you're not going for like huge damage. Get that, because even then it does do huge damage. It's just not as much as other things. Like it's not at the top of the list, but God, is it good? And that like chakra steal is such a big plus. I would definitely recommend that. It's one of those things I wish I knew earlier before I figured out about the money glitch where you just can't make any more money. Um, Definitely learn up on that. Like I said, you can find out the weapon shop right here, clothing shop right here. I wouldn't recommend doing this because weapons are much more important. But as you can see, just scroll down a bit, 65,000. I had about 7K when I bought this outfit, and I was less than level 20, so it is very much so possible to get this, and it is very much so worth it. Like I have this one right here. As you can see, things do more damage than that, but get this, get shark skin. Like I can't stress how like worth it is. Because big use like that thing against him, PvP is such a like you can't do anything about it. It's just indefinite. Let's see if we can find a good player. So we get this guy real quick. Let's just show some abilities. There's Amaterasu. Genjutsu, and I'll just throw this in there. And I mean, I hope mixed with the weapon, I hope this shows how like overpowered it is to be an Uchiha. I mean, that was like that guy's he's dead. That was a very quick combo. Didn't take that much chakra, and he is dead. That's it. It is seriously such a good build. I would very much so recommend, like, running Uchiha. I do have Uchiha bias because of the show. I do really like the Uchiha on the show because I do stand by the fact that, like, I personally think Sharingan's one of the coolest powers in anime. So regardless if it was trash or not, I probably would have picked Uchiha. But I mean, I don't think there's denying the fact that this game really gave it justice, Like, I think this game has a lot of, in my personal opinion, has a lot of greatness because it isn't so fixed yet. Like, like, things are overpowered, but not, like, it's balanced in the way that everything's kind of overpowered. And I really like that because it brings some fun to it. Like, in competing games, you can tell where it's like people complain and stuff, and stuff isn't fun anymore. Heaven Conceal just drops a meteor on like half the map. I mean, that's a pretty sick ability, especially because with enough chi or chakra, you could kind of do it twice. Like, it's a really good ability, and I really like the way they do with it because despite dying from it a decent amount of times, I will never deny that it is kind of fun every time to get that thing dropped on you because you just see a giant meteor in the sky collapse on you. And for as much as I hate getting kamui, same as everybody else, the dimension does look pretty cool. Yeah, I can't even deny that. I mean, they kept a lot of what I think makes a Naruto fan game so perfect, is that things are overpowered. And I do really like this because this is some stuff you are never going to see from like Bandai or anyone else who will make an official Naruto game because there's going to be thousands of people playing it all asking for stuff to get balanced. I think getting it on this game now is perfect because stuff isn't balanced, and that's what's beautiful about it. Like, I think some things are just overpowered makes it such a cool experience. The fact that if everybody was clenched up right now, I could just send them all to a dimension, or Albatross them all at the same time. I mean, look at this guy. He's kind of being like mean. I was gonna just count me, but don't even gotta worry about it. Like, look at that. That is so sick. Like, what other game do you know that is that overpowered? There's other games that come close to it where it's like you can see there's a strong bias in certain areas, but in my opinion, this is nothing biased. Everything's overpowered and everything is possible to get. You're not seeing any like RNG or anything, which I think is why it's beautiful because I'm sure at some point it's going to change. I'm sure when it does change, it will still be pretty great. I mean, I don't think there's a game that'll lose its charm just because it got polished up and. But I think that as it stands right now, this is probably one of the funnest games to play Naruto-wise just because of its lack of being polished. I think that's kind of part of its charm. Mixed with a good community and like a lack of polishing, you get a really cool experience. Because now you get all these people. I know there's a reading here, so I just checking that out. But you get a lot of people using overpowered abilities for fun and then helping out new players. Like, I think I gained like 15 levels yesterday just off some like super high rank, like 150 person, be like, hey, anyone need help? And I just AFK'd. Well, I got me like 15 levels doing like A rank missions. And like, I don't know. To me, it's always nice when you see a good community like that. And to me, there is toxic parts of this community, but it is very limited compared to like almost any other community. I think this is a pretty good one, especially because it's kind of closed since you have to pay to get in. Everyone's paying to be here, albeit only like $10. And everyone's still paying to be here, so you get a lot more like, in my opinion, there's like a general respect. We all looked at this game and we all thought, yeah, this is worth our money. So that's why I like it. I personally think this is a really fun game, and I would definitely recommend buying it. Oh, there's also a pretty cool ability, by the way. You get like trapped in stone. It's in the elemental tab. It's one of these. I haven't messed around with elemental too much, but I don't know. That's my opinion on the game. I'm gonna keep posting on it as new stuff comes out. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.